Hi everyone and welcome back to VOYERmedia. My god, what a news week this has been. This morning is in absolute shambles. Like Phillip Schofield, squeaky clean image. It has been brought down in a matter of months, but now in a matter of days after he has basically just admitted last night he had an affair with a younger colleague. So he admitted that he has lied about this and he has had that affair with the younger colleague, something that was speculated on TikTok for the past 3 years. He did have a PR agency that was suppressing it for him all this time. The Daily Mail was working on a piece and I think they basically backed him into a corner and said, hey, if you don't decide right now, we're going to out you. My issue is with how he worded this. I'm looking at my document here and I'm seeing that he worded it as an affair with a younger colleague. However, it was a fully legal and consensual relationship. Sorry, that's what I have an issue with. Okay, first of all, I've showed this on my TikTok. Everyone's fully aware. We have full evidence of him out to dinner with, I'm going to say the victim, because this person was groomed, okay? Phillip knew him since he was a young child. This is not, it's really not a very serious thing. That his PR team and him are wording this is quite harmless. Oh, I just had an affair with a younger colleague. I had an affair. First of all, his wife really didn't have a clue. So she's dealt with two huge pieces of news. She's been married to Phillip for 27 years. She's been his beard. First he came out as gay. Okay, cool. The public was just in awe of him. People respected him. He said that he was not backed into a corner to come out as gay. Now with this stuff coming out, I am thinking that maybe he was pushed to come out as gay because they might have been bartering and saying that they had that information. And literally everyone in the media knew he was gay for the longest time. It was like the worst kept secret of the British media. Like everyone knew he was gay. Second whammy for his poor wife and family. He had an affair while he was married. Wife must be dealing with serious trauma over this whole situation. The real victim here, I think, is actually this young boy. We have full evidence of them going out to dinner when this, I'm going to say boy, teenager, was extremely young. There's no debating the fact that they knew each other when this kid was a teenager. Okay, this was not meeting a 30-year-old, meeting someone at work, having an affair. He met this boy at his theater group at his high school. So regardless of what you want to say, oh, they started having the affair when he was a legal age, it's still grooming because Phillip had a relationship with him since he was 13 years old. And you can't say that isn't grooming. Now, this kid was a theater kid. He was into the arts. He always wanted to get into the media. We know that. I know that because I've spoken to people that actually knew him because I do work in the media. He loved the fame. Phillip is the most famous person on television. Okay, if you're a theater kid at that age, of course you're going to be starstruck by it. It's probably one of the biggest power imbalances I've ever seen. I've been a runner on TV. You are the bottom of the food chain in the media. You'll be lucky if a host talks to you, let alone sees you, like respects you and actually acknowledges you. Anyway, you're going and getting the coffees, you're going and getting the guests. It's not like a high level position. So when we look at Phillip, where Phillip was and where he was, that's the power imbalance right there. I mean, like you can't get a more warped power imbalance. He looks like a child. It's not one of those 15-year-old that looks like they're 15 going on 30. He's a kid. From what I know, from first-hand evidence and experience, is that most people on this morning knew of his relationship with the runner. You can't dispute that. When you work in the media, you are in very close quarters with who you're working with. So it's not like when people say, oh, they didn't know, of course they knew. Of course they knew. And he gave this kid multiple opportunities. I can run the clips right now and I will as I'm talking because he gave him huge opportunities that are not just given to runners on the show. Like you don't just walk into one of Britain's most popular television shows and walk into all those opportunities. Like he had segments on the show. You don't just get that unless you're in with one of the people there, and doesn't have to be in a sexual way. Was so young to be getting all those opportunities. So it's undisputed that something was going on there, something a little bit transactional. It is messed up that Phillip knew this person since he was a young boy. It's grooming. Just say it for what it is. People keep saying younger colleague, and like prancing around the fact Phillip would have groomed this person. And since he knew him from such a young age, who knows when the sexual relationship began? I think that's going to come out when we actually get the victim. The victim is he's now probably fielding a ton of offers from multiple television stations and publications to tell his side of the story, which he's entitled to do. Another pointer that shows that they were having a relationship while he was a runner, and obviously now it's confirmed, but when he was very young, was that he actually got moved from the ITV This Morning. So instead of saying Phillip's just groomed basically a teenage boy and is now having a sexually intimate relationship with him, a runner on the show, someone he's known since he was 15. Like, what does ITV do? The self-imposed woke, everyone's happy, everyone's squeaky clean. They move the showrunner. They jeopardize his career more. The person who's been basically assaulted by this old man, Phillip Schofield, for a job. They move him onto Loose Women, which is another show on ITV. Phillip, he's completely unscathed by this whole situation. That shows the kind of misery of how ITV was operating and how Phillip Schofield was basically untouchable. Of course, Phillip's now admitted to lying about not having this affair. This isn't the first time that Phillip has lied. He lied again. I mean, I would say this was probably the start of his downfall, apart from him jumping the queue at the Queen's funeral. That's when his real personality came out for once to the public. I mean, everyone who's worked with him has said he's a nasty man. The real Phillip, okay? The Phillip that isn't just, one of us, like, pandering to the audience. The person who is self-serving and there for pure ego. His brother has been convicted of 13 charges of pedophilia. Now, with Phillip completely, again, outwardly lied to the audience and also everyone else. So he said that he had no idea about his brother's pedophilia. He had no clue what was going on. And he said, my brother is no longer my brother. So he completely disowned his own brother, obviously, to look good in front of the press and to look good in front of everyone. He knew, and he admitted in court that he knew in 2019 that his brother was involving himself in pedophilic activities. But what did he do? He told his brother, and this is all court verified, just don't do it again. He just gave his brother a little slap on the wrist and just said, oh, just don't do it again. Confirms that Phillip lied, that he didn't know that his brother was a pedophile. On the wrist, said, don't do it again. And of course, his brother kept reoffending. So you can't trust anything that this person who we've let into our homes, who we've trusted with delivering us stories, news, everything, we can't trust him anymore. He's an absolute liar. He is completely self-serving, and I'm glad that he's now meeting his downfall. The issue is that I don't know what's gone on in his family, but to produce two basically pedophiles, people keep saying, oh, I'm sympathetic for his mom. No, she's literally raised two pedophiles. I don't know what is going on in that household or what that childhood was like, but I am seriously disturbed. The fact that ITV stood by when everyone knew, there's Dan Swooten coming out and sort of bragging that they knew. If you knew, then you should have said something, because the whole thing shows that we don't even know half of what the media is covering up right now. And it's clearly whoever picks and chooses to reveal it and puts pressure on people, that's what happens. So here at Voyer Media, we don't try and cover anything up, okay? We actually tell it like it is. What do you think about the Phillip Schofield situation? Do you think that he should be let off for having a legal relationship with a younger colleague? You think that you see the reality of the situation, that he's a groomer and comes from a family of pedophiles? So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and if you want the unfiltered truth that you just can't look away from, tune into VOYERmedia.